Nerdforge is a Norwegian arts and craft YouTube channel consisting of Martina and Hansi. Martina is the one creating, with Hansi working the camera. She's a very talented person and can turn a bit of foam and other craft items into the most amazing creations, which I often find myself staring at in amazement. Their attention to detail and how everything is presented is top notch, and with their new studio they have the space to create massive works of wonder. Martina sets herself some steep challenges and somehow something unfolds that beats everyone's expectations, quite often her own. She is fascinating to watch and a complete nerd in every sense, so if the weird and wonderful is down your street and you like bright coloured hair, then you really need to check out their channel. Funny Old World is where Johanna shares her passion for all things ancient on her YouTube channel. She is a very talented British woman who has not only had a pretty good film career, but is also a very funny comedian and all-round fruitcake, and I say that in the nicest possible way. You can hear the excitement and passion in her voice whenever she is talking oldie-worldy stuff, especially when it comes to new discoveries in Egypt or Göbekli Tepe, or even regarding Atlantis. Not only does she make learning about the ancient world fun, her energy and thirst for knowledge makes her a very enjoyable person to watch, especially when she fumbles her words or randomly goes off on a tangent. Whilst reading up on Johanna, I even found she was in a recent UK TV series about wrestling, so gonna have to watch that on catch up soon. Check out her channel, you won't be disappointed, especially if you have a love of the ancient world like myself. Dan is a lover of all things true, honest and science, which is probably why the subject of the flat earth and flat earthers is his focus. Debunking others using pure science and logic, or to put it in simple terms, making idiots look like absolute idiots. It's fantastic viewing. He's often found ripping it out of other people's YouTube content when they are trying to convince us the world is flat, that some animals are animatronics or CGI, that there is an ice wall at the South Pole, or even that it's illegal to travel to the North or South Pole. Whatever these idiots post, he is there with the science and a large stick to poke fun in their direction. He also reads out some of the abuse he gets from flat earthers who seem to take joy in calling him every name under the sun. Genuinely a nice guy who knows his science. He's also a keen runner that does a lot of work for charity. Steve is one of those guys that's got comic timing and great soldering skills to go with it. Sometimes looks like he hasn't got a clue what he does. Don't believe it, he knows. And he buys broken things from eBay like old consoles and games, radios, mics, and fixes them. He is accompanied by voiceover Steve and Dave, but you'll have to watch his content to work out who and what Dave is. He can sing as well, kind of, but his rapping needs work. I used to be big into electronics and fixing things in my 20s, so watching Steve Wangley's way through dodgy eBay purchases is quite fun for me. He says nice a lot, and stupid game. Makes me chuckle. Great channel, Steve. ETA Prime is one of those channels that people either love or hate. Personally, I love it. The geek in me loves seeing all the new tech, the computers, all the single board computers, and ETA shows us all how it works in the real world, what kind of frame rates you'll get on certain games, as well as what the system can run under emulation. It was because of this guy that I learned about Batacera and set out to build my own arcade machine. He also does giveaways on his channel, which I've never won, but it doesn't stop me from enjoying his content. So many out there copy the way he lays out his system specs as well, so you know he's got to be good. Enjoyable, educational content that's well produced and honest. What more could you ask from a channel? Aaron fronts this channel and is Mr. Smooth when it comes to presenting. He has that kind of voice that's gentle on the ears and a presenting style that's both energetic and slightly mad, but with incredible attention to detail with the production. It always looks like he's really enjoying himself in whatever he does, but it does look exhausting. He is amazing at catching random items that fall from the sky, and I really do wonder how often he has to buy a new chair. Every other shot he's landing in it from an unknown angle. He mostly reviews and compares phones, but also tech and tech fails. He has a massive following on YouTube, which is not surprising at all. So if you are like me and into all things tech, then if you haven't already, you need to watch his content and look out for his cats, especially Milo. Such a cutie. Randall419, the man with the million. Rand is an Xbox-centric content maker who regularly releases great gaming content as well as famous for his Xbox 2 podcast with Jez Corden of Windows Central. He has a dislike for anything Nintendo, especially Pokemon. Don't blame him about Pokemon, to be honest. Though you would think two people chatting about gaming and Xbox stuff would be boring, but hearing Rand do his manly voice when they are sponsored by Manscaped is the funniest thing ever. Rand is always the faceless content creator, although there are a few pics of him about with some very well-known Xbox people. I always look forward to the Xbox 2 podcast. Rand and Jez keep me entertained for a good couple of hours. But I always look forward to Rand's actual proper video uploads on YouTube. Keep up the great work, guys. LTT is one of the biggest tech channels on YouTube, and over the years Linus has perfected his own style of content. From humble beginnings, filming tech videos for the company he worked for, to the company he has built today and is striving to build for tomorrow. I guess at this point I will drop a segue to my sponsor, but alas, I don't have one. Maybe one day. But why not grab yourself a swacker at lttstore.com? He's not afraid to call big companies out over their tech and praise a company when they do something above and beyond. Viewers have also had massive tech upgrades where he will actually build their dream computer with them there and often helping as well. He is a clumsy geek at the best of times, often knocking things off his workbench or dropping expensive components on the floor. We've all done it, but at least he can afford it. He has a great team of writers and producers bringing his content and other items to YouTube and always makes it fun. You can even follow his house move and the ups and downs of taking everything up during renovations and moving in. He's a fascinating guy and I find his content a joy to watch. If you have never heard of him, then you need to check him out, as even if you're a tech genius, I'm pretty sure you'll learn a lot from him and his crew. There are two sides to Dealer, the first being his self-produced Xbox news-related videos, which are always of top quality and informative. He does have strong opinions and voices them well, especially when there is something negative about Xbox as a company or a game that just isn't quite right. He gets his point across and always makes sense. His videos are always entertaining, well edited and relevant to the world of Xbox. The other side of Dealer is the RDX podcast, where himself, Fonzarelli, Tim Dog, D-Batch, Zorka and other guests basically have a guys' night discussing gaming topics, mostly Xbox related, but also some PlayStation and general gaming industry chat thrown in for good measure. It's a no-holds-barred podcast where five friends enjoy a lot of banter, some colourful language, some joyful piss-taking, so basically five guys having a laugh for a couple of hours. Fonzarelli is always there with his soundboard chucking in random samples, so if you enjoy Xbox content and good old-fashioned banter, give RDX a listen, you won't be disappointed in the slightly. Though, if you like general Xbox news and thoughts, check out his video content and don't forget to share the video out to a buddy or two. Great content Dealer, always a joy to watch and listen. Colt, like Dealer, has two sides to his YouTube channel, but unlike Dealer, Colt now shows himself on camera and has a nice little setup, which I'm sure took him a very long time to get just right, but it does look good. Being so popular on YouTube means he gets a lot of flack around the internet, which was something I didn't realise till I started some deeper research. Often being put into the same category as Crap Gamer, who in my opinion is an absolute Colt has very high production value to his content and is always on point. He also has the XNC podcast and has Gaz from Game On Daily as his co-host, which certainly adds some sauce to the mix. They are complete opposites in personality. Colt is polite, level-headed, sometimes quite rigid in body language, whereas Gaz is like a feline on catnip and you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. You should check out some of his videos, they're mental. Often getting the exclamation of "Gaz!" from Colt, it makes it fun. He has different guests on each Monday for his XNC podcast and has had some rather well-known Xbox personalities from the industry and content creators on his channel. It's certainly great viewing. They're not quite as relaxed and boyish as Dealer's RDX podcast, but both are enjoyable, though for me, Colt Pips Dealer to the top spot because of his amazing Xbox content and the fact that he has Xbox industry and other content creators on his channel. It was a close call between the two, but as Colt has over 100 hours playing Crackdown 3, love that game, I had to let him win. Thank you for watching my video today. I really do hope you found someone that you'd like to discover for yourself. All the links to all of my top 10 people are in the comments below. There are many others that I could have added to the list. Zorka87, Digital Foundry, Wicked Gamer, Simply Space, Jeff Geerling and even Fratanga, to name a few. By all means go check them out. They may or may not be to your taste, but I enjoy them. If you've enjoyed my video, then please remember to hit that like button as it lets me know that you're enjoying my content. Please subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate that, and why not hit that bell icon whilst you're there. It will let you know whenever I upload a new video. So thank you very much for watching today. I'm Swobbly. Swobbly does stuff. I've done some stuff. It's time to say goodbye. See you in the next video.